Just on Priory Hall, yesterday we had a reasonably constructive conversation about Priory Hall with AIB, who are, the residents, they are, I said this yesterday, you know, this isn't saying a whole lot, but they're the better of the banks to deal with. They talked about positive solutions, they talked about new homes, they talked about dealing with each individual that the resident under their book in the next number of weeks. What is your position in relation to Priory Hall?
Well, I think the owner-occupier accounts we have relating to Priory Hall property is, I think, eight. We have, first of all, those customers are not part of the normal resolution process. We recognise the particular circumstances of that. We are obliged under the CCMA to send specific letters to those customers, but they are not in a resolution restructuring process. Not all of them, not all of the 8, but I think 6 or 7 have advised us that they want a third party to represent them, and that process engaging.
You've made contact with these 8. How frequently you made contact with these 8?
Well, we made contact with them in the last number of weeks. I mean, everybody knows that we don't need necessarily to be ringing the customers to find out what's happening with Priory Hall. It's something that we all follow very closely. I mean, the last thing we want to be doing is getting onto these customers who find themselves in this unfortunate position too often. They're not part, as Richie says, part of our standard collections process, but we do stay in touch with them, and we have been in touch with them in recent weeks.
Well, see, if you were to contact them with the type of language used by AIB yesterday, they might be more willing to talk to you, because what AIB are talking about now is positive solutions, new homes, next number of weeks.
As I mentioned, Deputy, I think it is, I don't have the exact figure, we think it is 7 of the customers, sorry, I think it's 7 of the customers, it might be 8 or it might be 7 of the customers have nominated a third party to deal on their behalf, and we are more than happy to deal with that in a constructive way.
Which will lead to what?
Depending on the process of discussion.
For the resolution of, considering it's a particularly unusual situation.
It is a very unusual situation.
Yeah.
So we have to look at what are...
But you know, with respect, considering what we were told yesterday and the generosity that we were offered yesterday, in a very generosity in inverted commas, but considering, you know, this particular situation, is that what we were given yesterday was a sense of hope, a sense of vision, a sense of understanding as to, you know, how quickly and how positively we can resolve the situation.
We understand.
Yeah, well, I know you do. I hope you do understand. But my point is, can I just finish the question? The point is that I'm not getting any sense from you that you have any solution, positive or negative, in your mind. You're just talking about a process. We all know there's a process. What I want to know is, what do you consider to be, you know, a reasonable outcome for these families who are obviously under considerable stress, considering that you're still accumulating interest on the loans that they have out with you?
Well, what we have said is that they have said their desire to have a third party representative. That engagement is coming place. The third party has been in touch with us and said that they will be to us in the next couple of weeks. We have dependency on the third party as well.
And so I know you've already said that, but I want to know what you're open to.
We're open to a range of solutions. I can't pick on one particular solution. We're open to a range of solutions depending on the individual circumstances of the customers, but the particular aspects of the Priory Hall situation. I don't know what AIB offered or said yesterday. We will look at what other people do as well. But I don't know what they said they would do.
Okay. I'm a little bit disappointed with the vagueness of your response, I have to say. I mean, I don't get any sense of imagination as to how you feel you can you know, give some sense of hope, considering what we heard yesterday.
I'm not familiar with what was said yesterday and the detail of what was said yesterday. We will look at what other people are offering in a particular circumstance, and the particular circumstance of Bank of Ireland's customers.
Well, I don't think I have much time left, but my last point, just in terms of branches.
5 minutes.
5 minutes. Your bank, not you gentlemen in particular, but your bank has caused an incredible amount of pain to this country and to people living in this country, as other banks have done. we'll be talking about this era in our history for years to come, 10, 20, 100, 200 years to come. They'll be talking about this period of time. Do you not think as a gesture to the Irish people, it would be a reasonable suggestion that the College Green site, which is the former site of the Irish Parliament, which is currently in your hands, as a gesture, considering what has happened in your bank over the last period of time, it would be reasonable for you to do what the government have suggested should be done, and that you give that back to the Irish people?
We're not aware of any such request from the government, Deputy. But I would also point out that, as we've disclosed, the investment that the state has made in Bank of Ireland is 4.8 billion. We repay in hard cash investment in our businesses, support for the economy. Hard cash, 3.9 billion. The taxpayer, we are very grateful for that support. Throughout my 4 years, my colleagues have constantly heard me saying that we must reduce the risk to the taxpayer, we must reward and repay in cash. That's the most tangible way that we can do that. That's the most tangible demonstration. If we look at our particular assets, the need for our assets, the need for those assets to contribute to the bank going forward, our ability to continue to reward and repay the taxpayer, using that specific example, we need those assets. Our College Green branch is our largest branch in the country. It is a key branch, in particular for Trinity College. It is our most profitable branch. It is also a cash centre. So it is a commercial asset. We are a privately owned company who is repaying the taxpayer.
Yeah, well, in fairness, the Minister and others have suggested in the past that would be a symbolic gesture for that to be transferred into the hands of the state, considering its historical significance. And do you not think, I mean, your gratitude is nice, but it's pretty meaningless. In terms of a physical transfer of an iconic building, do you not think that would be a lasting, gesture on your behalf to the Irish people that would be seen as something that would be welcomed and could look to the future with confidence, considering its location and its historical context?
Well, I would consider 3.9 billion in cash to be meaningless, Deputy.
I meant, so
but you said that. I mean, 3.9 billion.
No, I said your gratitude was meaningless.
I think it is. I think it is. If we restructure the bank, we raise private capital, we reduce our loan-to-deposit ratios, we come off the ELG, we reduce our cost base, we're lending 50% of the SME lending in this market, between 40% of the mortgages. The taxpayers' investment in Bank of Ireland is in profit. Those are tangible, material results.
The tangible material of the central bank building, or sorry, the college bank.
It is a commercial asset of the bank, so it's necessary for us to continue to fulfil our business.
Okay, well, thanks, Chair. Just in summary, I'm not getting a huge positivity about your strategic plan for those 89% in performing loans, and some of those within that group of people who may be in distress in the coming years. I'm not getting a great amount of comfort there. I think those Priory Hall residents, although there's only 8, I'm getting very little positivity. And in terms of the gesture that might be given, in terms of the Irish Parliament building in College Green, I'm getting nothing at all. But I appreciate your response to my questions.
Chairman, could I just answer to the first point that was made? We consistently encourage customers who are in financial difficulty, not people who are necessarily in arrears or in default, but people who are finding difficulty making their mortgage repayments to come and talk to us. We've done a significant amount of television advertising asking people to do that. We put it on bank statements when we send them out to customers. So what we're asking customers to do, forbearance isn't just for people who are in arrears. We're asking people to talk to us before they come into arrears if there's significant financial difficulties, and if it is appropriate, we will restructure their mortgage, and that's what we have been doing over the last while.
Thank you very much. Deputies.